Yo, what's good? It's your man 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Today I wanted to do a video about Scottie Barnes and what is going on with him this season. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Truly appreciate all the love and support. Look, I want to start with, you have to understand that the sophomore slump is real. The sophomore slump is dead ass real. You want to know why? And I want to break it down to you. When most of the players are coming out of the NCAA, they go right into, if they didn't go to the March Madness tournament and all of that, they go right into preparing for the draft. They don't, most of the time, they don't continue taking classes. They're not doing any tutoring, no more practices. They go right into hiring an agent, preparing for the draft. Then, as they prepare for the draft, they go right into workouts. They have the draft combine, workouts, they're flying nonstop, moving nonstop, interviews, dinners with the CEOs or executives from the teams. Then they go right into the draft night. Then they go right into preparation for summer league. Then right after summer league, they go right into preparation for training camp. Then from training camp, they go right into their rookie year, right? Preseason, rookie year. And they're playing and they're traveling for the first time in their lives, an 82-game season in the NBA. There's the excitement, there's the energy, there's the exhaustion, there's the time, there's the effort. And if they go into the playoffs, even more games, even more flying, big games, interviews. And then you finally have your first off season in 2 years, if not more than that, because really, if you think about it, the AAU circuit is almost year round. So even when they're in their high school season, there's AAU opportunities around. And then the moment that high school season is over, you're going right to your campus, or you're getting prepared for playing in the NCAA or the G League, wherever it is that you're going to go. But in this case, Florida State for Scottie Barnes, right? And he's getting ready for Division I basketball, right? You've got summertime, double days, training, getting ready to now become a Division I basketball player. That's already coming on top of that he went to Montverde Academy, which is a sports-specific private school institution that allows you to really almost train and work out as a professional athlete. Like, they are geared towards understanding that these athletes here are trying to prepare themselves for more than likely professional sports at some level, right? And so there is a level of intensity that he has been at for likely the last 2 to 3 years straight, no off season, no break. And all of a sudden now you're in the NBA and you're at your first off season. You done received the bag. You're getting paid over $1 million a year, right? Sorry, millions of dollars a year, not to even count your sneaker endorsements and other advertisement endorsements. You're famous now. You're officially famous. You just won Rookie of the Year, right? Went to the playoffs against the 76ers. And now all of a sudden, he's got an off season. Is he going to spend this off season grinding and training? For most guys, they don't. And I can't blame them. Now, all that's to say is that he probably took some time off. But if you saw the Rico Hines runs, right, he went straight into the Rico Hines runs looking big. Like he still put in work, even though he took a little bit of a break. And now he's going right into the preseason and right to the regular season. Now, if we saw early on in the regular season, he actually looked pretty good. But here's the thing. When you go into your second year, the scouting report on you is officially out. It's officially out. Guys, teams, game plans, assistant coaches, coaches, staffs, they officially know what your go-to moves are, where you feel most comfortable, most uncomfortable, what are your strengths, your weaknesses. And when you're a prominent player that has a huge impact, not just on the game itself, but you play an important role for your team, you're now at the top of the other team's scouting report, which means that collectively they're going to be focused on pushing you into uncomfortable situations. Now, you may have trained in the offseason for this, but the injury, that early injury, that lower body injury, I believe it might have been the same foot that he rolled against the 76ers on Joel Embiid's foot when he stepped underneath him. Or I think Joel Embiid stepped on his ankle in the playoffs. But it's to say that to hurt his ankle again, right? It takes something a little bit away from that extra energy to try to overcome what the defense is throwing at you. And I'm just saying this just as an athlete. Just as an athlete, when you have an injury, especially if it's a repetitive injury, especially if it's an injury to a part of your body where you're going to get a lot of your burst from, a lot of your cutting. A lot of people think of every sport being equal. It's not. In basketball, you do an extreme amount of lateral cutting, jumping, leaping. There's a lot of anticipatory things, timing things. And when you hurt one of your lower body extremities, you actually limit that that kind of quick twitch firing mechanism that's almost unconscious. You see it and you do it. But once you have an injury, you see it, you do it, and then you think about it. How do I want to push off so that I don't feel as much discomfort or pain? Not to mention if you are going from maybe potentially not having your ankles taped to now having your ankles taped. Maybe having your ankles taped to now wearing an ankle brace and having it taped. Or having thicker tape put on your ankle to support it, right? It limits the mobility of that joint. And so now his ability to react and respond how he used to is greatly hampered. Not just that, but your confidence in your body to be able to do certain moves, a Euro step between defenders. Now you might hesitate because to do that move means putting that limb out there again and risking putting pressure on it, stepping on somebody's foot again. And if you don't feel confident in it, you're not going to do it. You're going to choose to do something that may cause a harder shot, but it feels safer, right? This is just natural. Now, all in all, I think Scottie Barnes is going to be fine. A lot of people are saying that he's playing passive. I don't think he's necessarily so much passive as in he's playing more to the strengths that he feels he can contribute to this team right now. He probably doesn't feel confident to try to take over games offensively, to really throw his body in there and get in between defenders and be a physical force. He probably feels like he needs to be solid. He's going to do the things that he feels confident in his body and doing. But he's playing more to his strengths because remember, he has a really expansive all-around floor game. He's a facilitator. He's a very versatile defender. He can score inside, he can score out. But here's the thing also with the jump shot. When you hurt your ankle, it throws off your balance when you're shooting. You tend to lean to one side a little bit more. And even if you're doing exercises to try to restore that balance, right, it can still be a mental thing where especially when somebody's closing out on you hard, you think about them stepping under your feet and landing on a foot. So you might lean away from them because of that injury. Right, so there's a lot of little things that throw off your offensive game. But in terms of him being passive, I think he's just playing more to his strengths that he feels confident in. That he's saying like, look, my shot may not be going down. This may not be the moment to try to take over games offensively, but I'm also confident in my team. Right, we saw Delano Banton just go for 27 points. Right, Scottie Barnes is a young guy. He probably has confidence in guys that he's probably built a camaraderie with in terms of like Jeff Doughton, right? Other guys like Chris Boucher or Precious Achua, right? And definitely in his All NBA performer, Pascal Siakam, All-Star Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr. is trying to get his money this year, so he's going to be firing, right? You've got a lot of other guys, Christian Coloco, that he probably has a camaraderie with that. He doesn't mind passing to his friends. He doesn't mind deferring. And I understand that we would like him to be a lot more aggressive, but that's likely not what's in the cards for him immediately right now. Because to ask him to do that, right, really goes against a lot of the fundamental unconscious aspects of being an athlete, of knowing your body, knowing what your body's capable of, right? And he might say, hey, I feel great, but how you're playing, it's indicative that there's something holding you back. And I'm pretty sure it's probably a combination of all those things, whether it's the injury, still feeling sore, uncertain, right? Whether it's other teams' game planning and making it that much harder for him because now you're not confident in your body as much as you used to, and they're game planned for you, and they're preventing you from doing the things that you want to do or getting to the spots that you like to get into that you're a little bit more comfortable in. And on top of having a lot of other teammates that you probably feel confident in deferring to. All those different things lead to probably why he's showing up in this kind of sophomore slump situation. But I wouldn't be shocked if by the month of December he's back at it. He's having bigger games, 20+ point games, potential triple double type offensive outputs. But we'll see, because right now I think that even though we want more, I think Scottie's given us what he has. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Do you think Scottie Barnes needs to be more aggressive? Do you think it's the injury? All right. This is it for today's video, and I'm going to holler at y'all in the comments section. I'll see y'all next time. Like, subscribe. Peace.